the goal line's coming, so just don't quit, you know.
And who said that to you?
I don't remember. I'm just making stuff up right now.
Welcome to the JBH show. I'm here with James Cashat, SHOC boss. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, James.
Do we have to keep these on the whole time?
No, that's all right.
Oh, I can breathe again. And for those that don't know, I have a very large head, so that was an incredibly tight squeeze.
I was quite impressed.
Yeah. Well, you make them for everybody, I guess.
Yes.
So let's go back to the start. Give everyone an idea of where you came from, who you are, what SHOC is. Introduce yourself.
All right. My name's James Cashat. I'm the CEO of SHOC Sports. I started a business over 10 years ago now. Initially, we were making what we called inserts, and folks started asking me to make visors through feedback on my eBay channel back then. From there, I developed our first visor, which was the SHOC 1.0. And then one thing and another, continuous improvement. We got to the current format today, which is the SHOC 0G+. It's probably one of the most popular visors in American football right now. I know it is. It is one of the most popular. We're having great success in the American football market and pretty proud of the work that me and my team have achieved over the last few years, and really happy.
Awesome. So how many on the team?
Currently I have 4 guys working for me. In the U.S., various parts of the states, yeah.
And the 0Gs, these ones, aren't they?
Yeah, it's just the visor. We don't actually make the helmet. We make the visors for all American football helmets. That's the uniqueness of our visor, actually, is it fits all across the range of different helmets and whatnot.
Because you see these, what are they called? The
face masks?
Face masks, they get pretty intricate and detailed and different, so...
Yeah, it's a challenge because there's some of them that are more customized than others. There's actually aftermarket ones too, so we fit those as well pretty much. I haven't had too many issues with fitting any aftermarket ones as well, so... Yeah. It's the uniqueness of our clipping system and the visor itself, the way the visor fits on.
Yeah, awesome. Now, obviously, you're American, but you're based here in Queensland.
Yeah.
How was it growing up in the States? Where are you from, firstly?
There you go. I'm originally from Louisiana. My father was in the U.S. Navy, and I was born in Virginia. But once he got out of the Navy, we moved back to Louisiana, small town called Gonzales. It was great moving, growing up. We had a pretty safe community, good schools, lots of great friends there. I love where I'm from. I served in the Navy myself, and after some time at LSU, I figured the Navy was the best place for me. I had a lot of fun at LSU while I was there. No regrets, but the Navy was the best place for me at that time in my life. I learned a lot about life, and I grew up and matured quite a bit during my time in the service. And while I was in the Navy, I traveled here to Australia, and I met someone that was special to me, and a year later we got married, moved back to Louisiana when I got a job there, and it was going pretty good, and eventually my wife back then got homesick, and we decided to move here to immigrate back to Australia, so that's how I ended up here.
And you ended up in Melbourne?
No, actually, initially when I first moved to Australia, I moved to Brisbane.
Oh, okay.
I lived in Brisbane for about 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the job I had then, we went through some changes in the company. So at that time, I moved to Melbourne then and took a job up in Geelong, where you're from. So
that's where we met. Yeah.
I spent some time in Geelong working there for a number of years as well. So
cool. Awesome. And now back in Queensland.
Yeah, I found an opportunity to move back to Queensland. I now live on the Sunshine Coast, and I love it here. It's a great community. It's very safe. It's probably one of the most beautiful places in Australia, I think.
Up here. It's really pretty up here.
So yeah.
So okay. So the visors, when did they start? You were back in Australia for that?
Yeah. So what happened was I ended up playing American football.
In Australia.
In Australia. So I wasn't like a top level player in high school. I sat at the end of the bench.
Yeah.
And I was a little skinny kid, I didn't hit my top growth spurts until after I was 21.
That's okay, I didn't even sit on the bench, so
Yeah.
that's fine.
So from there, was sitting around with a mate one night, having a few beers here in Australia, and he's like, "Hey, I was thinking about going to play football." And I'm like, "Man, I don't play that rugby shit. That shit's like violent. Like, I'm not
That's
gonna
scary.
No, American football." And he's like, "Oh," I'm like, "Right." So I had an interest in that. I love the game. I'm kind of like, "Yeah, I'll have another crack at that." I'm in my 30s now. Whenever I went back to play, early 30s.
Yep.
And I had grown into my body and but I was quite good when I was little, and those skills you never forget. And so we had a great time playing. Almost all of my friendship circle now is based on the friends I made when I was playing football here in Australia. And that's kind of how SHOC got invented, because I was playing football and I wanted a tinted visor, but the O people had stopped making the cool colors. And so, and it was really hard to get one. So that one thing led to another. So I found an opening and took it. So,
and who'd you play for here?
I played for the Brisbane Rhinos.
Yep.
We were the last championship team to win a championship here, funny enough, and that was over a decade ago.
Yeah.
And then I played for the Western Crusaders in Melbourne whenever I moved down there.
Nice.
They're still one of the top teams in Australia. And just both great teams. Both of them, I still communicate with quite a few of my friends from back then. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's nice. What's really amazing about Australia is the community around sports. Aussies, they really love their sport, but they love to play it too. So you can still play it as an adult and be competitive. And it's a social outlet, and it's great. So
100%. Clubs are really important to communities now. It's pretty common, regardless of the sport. How big is American football in Australia?
It's not massive. It's there's probably about 6 teams in the capital cities each. Sadly, some of the capital cities are seeing a recession in player sponsorship right now. So. So if you want to play football here in Australia, let me know, because I'm all about helping them grow the sport here.
Yeah, of course.
As well, there's a big push right now for the flag football. American flag football has now become an Olympic sport.
Okay.
In the next Olympics, it will be one of the sports featured, and then by the time the Olympics end up here in Brisbane, in 2032 or something?
2032, yeah. Hopefully be a staple.
It'll be on the card. So
what's the difference between American football and flag football? So
obviously flag football takes all the equipment off and you play with flags, and it's basically touch football.
Okay, cool.
So the American football organization here's put a lot of focus right now on that, and I think they've lost the focus on the tackle game somewhat. So sadly, it's starting to affect the leagues. And I don't think it's really fair, but hey, it's not my bag, so it is what it is.
Yeah. So jumping back to the visors a little bit, when you first started, they were just the inserts, so they go in behind this
Correct
frame essentially, and there'd be a separate visor in front of it. And
Correct.
So you're just adding the color, right?
Correct. So when I first started, I figured out a way to make these inserts that would fit behind a clear visor and turn it into these amazing colors. And what happened was people were complaining. They thought they were getting the real visor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, man, we don't make visors. But that's the light bulb moment. It's like, oh, they're willing to buy visors from me, so might as well sell them. So from there, I taught myself CAD and came and designed the first visor. And it worked pretty good until some helmet changes came along, particularly this helmet here, the SpeedFlex. It wouldn't fit it. So that was the mother invention there that forced me into designing a visor for this helmet. But during that phase, we figured out, all right, how do we get the other helmets to fit too? So we made some tweaks. There's a lot of innovations that I've come out with first, and other companies are starting to copy. So I feel like we're the leader in this at the time. I know we are. So even the O people were behind us. We actually had the first visor that was made for this helmet. Yeah. So
wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So early days, you were in eBay first, is what you were saying?
Yeah. So I've been in e-commerce for about over 30 years. I started in 1998, nearly 30 years. In 1998, on eBay, I was selling first day covers. They're like a postage stamp.
Yeah.
And I started a business called Cachets. That's what they call them.
Nice.
Which is kind of a play on my last name.
Nice.
But I sold them, and I learned about e-commerce. I didn't make a lot of money then, but it was fun. I'm a bit of an artist too, so that helps with SHOC as well, that artist mindset. But most importantly, I learned about customer service, because on eBay, if you don't make them happy, then you're getting your negative feedback, and then next thing you know, you're having a problem, you know. So obviously, you know, as a business, you always want to make your customers happy. So I learned how that worked quite well on eBay.
Yeah.
From there, I created my own website, built my own website out of WordPress, taught myself how to do all that, and then eventually we ended up on the current website we have today.
Yeah. Awesome. So the evolution from that, was that customer driven, or did you just feel like you needed a website at some point?
Oh, you definitely. It's more about trying to pull customers off of eBay onto the website. You rather sell direct, obviously for cost and whatnot, and order fulfillment and fees.
Yeah.
So once we got our own brand name and everything, I moved from Cashat's football visor inserts, and then once we had the visor, that name wouldn't work. So it's fun. This is a funny story. We were sitting around one night, my wife and my twin sons, and I think we were eating pizza that night even, and trying to, you know, I'd said to them, I'm trying to think of a name for the new business and blah, blah, blah. And one of my sons came up and he's like, with the idea, how about SHOC? And I'm like, all right, that sounds cool. He goes, yeah, sports helmets, optical conversions. Because we were still kind of converting the optics with the inserts
So
and the visors. So it played on those words.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of my, I think he was 14 at the time, was a marketing genius. I thought, I love the name, and it's on everything now, and we've gone through a bit of a brand evolution, and it was an awesome suggestion.
Because it's a new logo now.
We changed the logo to more of a shield design. In the old logo was kind of more of an eye, so this is more of a shield. I felt like it was more protective. I like the way it sits on apparel a little bit better as well. So we changed the logo about 2 years ago, but it was just the center graphic that we changed. The old logo was more of a circle. So I'm slowly getting rid of the old logos, but we're getting there.
But you know, it's nice to have the
historical branding.
Yeah, correct. People, I don't know if you knew this, but Microsoft Edge, they brought back like the 1990s, like that really ugly blue color, and you could like change it to make it look like the old browser. So there's a place for nostalgia, I think. And with such an established brand, it's definitely something that you can do. So tell me how you went about evolving the product. When you said that it didn't fit a helmet, obviously you just jumped straight back into CAD and...
Yeah, so once I did the first visor, I sold some, and I had a bit of capital behind me then. And I knew I wasn't the best industrial designer, so I did go out and hire some Australian guys here down in Melbourne. They're incredible, these two blokes. Great to work with. They're no longer in business. I won't shout them out their name anyway, but Kyle and Jack were their names. And this was at the time that 3D had just started, 3D printing.
Yeah, right.
Everybody, like, I'm not giving away a secret now. Everybody knows that you can use 3D print to develop products, and if you're not using it, you're not in the game. So they use 3D printing extensively to fit the visors. We probably printed out 5 or 6 versions before we got the fit right, and then kept tweaking it, and that just 3D printing has changed the game for product development massively, because now you can have a prototype within 48 hours, you know. So yeah, that was how that evolved. And from there you go into mass production, you do a test run and whatnot, and then you work with factories and stuff. So
awesome. Now, you mentioned before that you were in the Navy. Do you think that having that military structure in your life and the discipline, I guess, that comes with that, do you think that's helped you as a business owner?
Oh, absolutely. I give full credit to my time in the service, to everything I've achieved in life. What the Navy teaches you is obviously discipline, but I was actually in the submarine force too. So on a sub, you have to learn all the systems. You have to be team capable, and obviously you have to get along with others. Respect is massive, but also the ability to troubleshoot and make recommendations on sudden issues that come up. So in the sub force, yeah, we have an officer hierarchy, but the lowest sailor on the ship is allowed to, you know, say, hey, I don't think this is right, and make recommendations and whatnot. Whether the officer chooses to accept them is his choice, but yeah, we were always allowed to put forth our opinion and make decisions as well. So there's never a wrong decision at the wrong time, you know. So you just have to learn from that. You know, obviously you make mistakes too, and you learn from those mistakes. But yeah, the military gave a strong background to what I've achieved, and you know, I have a very strong operations background as well. So from the military, I have the ability to learn lots of different things, from computers to all this.
Yeah.
I have a lot of interest as well, so that kind of helps out too.
And is that because you got good at learning when you had to learn all the different systems on a sub?
Yeah, correct. You know, I'm not a traditional learner. I don't really like sitting in like a university forum.
Yeah, you learn by doing.
Dictating. I'm a learn by doer. Absolutely. So that's how you pretty much learn in the military. You do go to some schools, but in school even you learn the task and then you do the task. So I love that part of learning, and obviously that's how the military teaches us. Still does to this day, I'm sure. So from there, I haven't gone back to school. I don't ever plan to. I don't need an MBA or any of those things to justify, you know, our success. So I believe that, you know, not every learning pathway is the right for every person.
Of course.
And I got really lucky and found mine. So yeah, it definitely worked out. So
awesome. I'm surprised at how collaborative it sounds on a sub, because you obviously think that it's, you know, top-down hierarchy, but I guess you are all in the same boat.
Yes.
Pardon the pun. But was that a cultural thing, or was that something that they've tried to achieve from the start?
They've tried to achieve it from the start, I believe, and they, you know, it definitely is a collaborative approach. But yeah, there's still a top-down. There's no doubt who the captain is.
Of course.
But he relies on his junior officers, and they rely on us, you know.
Yeah.
So my job on the sub was, for instance, I was a fire control technician, and in peacetime situations, it's underwater air traffic control. So I'm looking at all the contacts and making recommendations to the officer of the deck on how to avoid them. So you don't want to hit that, so you might want to maneuver here. So that's the kind of, you know, it's based on the job too, to a certain degree, you know. So the cook's not telling the captain how to drive the ship, obviously.
Of course.
But, you know, different roles will definitely be making recommendations to the upper.
Awesome. And so how long were you in the Navy for?
I did 6 years. The role I was in, you had to do 6 to get the technical training. So I went to school in the Navy for nearly a year and a half in Connecticut.
Yeah.
That's where the U.S. Navy's learning's at. So from there, went to the fleet in Hawaii, and was able to enjoy nearly 4.5 years on the boat. Did a few cruises and traveled the world, which was a great experience as well. You know, I think it's always amazing to go out and see how other countries live and get a respect for what other countries can actually do. America is a great country, but we're not always the best at everything, you know.
Yeah, of course. Australia's pretty good.
Yeah.
A little bit biased. So how did the Navy teach you to deal with failure and overcoming obstacles?
Yeah, so maybe not the Navy quite as much, but more probably in my real job. But, you know, failure is a part of it always. So if you don't fail at something, you're not gonna learn. So a lot of learning comes from failure. I think you need to make sure you got the right barriers in place so that you can fail, right?
Yeah.
That you don't fail and sink the ship.
100%.
So, so to speak, no pun intended. But
You're getting good at these puns.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's important to be open for failure though, and not beat yourself up over it. You know, we've all made mistakes in life. It's how you recover from them that makes you a true success. So.
Yeah. So what's been your hardest point in the business journey?
I was doing a factory swap, and I trusted some people that I thought I could trust, and whenever I was swapping to their factory, I feel like I was getting held back intentionally, and we weren't getting the product to the marketplace like I needed at that time, and we were behind. Other companies were catching up to us, and I had to pivot and go back to another factory or go to another new factory. At that point, if I didn't notice what was happening and make that pivot, we wouldn't be here today.
Oh, so you had to change halfway through the swap.
Yes.
Far out.
Yes. So I was leaving one factory into a new one. The new one made a lot of promises they didn't keep. And then right at that moment, it was just getting worse and worse. I'm sitting here stressing out, trying to figure out what's going on, and how to fix it, trying to get them on the team. And they weren't ready to be on the team. So from there, I got lucky. And one of my best friends to this day, Max, reached out to me.
Yeah.
Said, hey, I got a factory that you might want to look at. And I'm like, all right. So we did. And it was the best thing I ever did. So if I didn't make that pivot at that point, we would be jammed up.
Yeah.
So we actually had to go and remold, make a new visor. I made some changes to the current visor that we have, and that's why there's a plus now. So it was the 0G. The pivot point was when it became the 0G plus, and we found a new factory.
Yeah.
It's funny enough, the new factory was better than the middle one, and
good.
the quality was the best I've seen yet. So
and they were quick enough to market.
Yeah, it's funny. I won't go into that detail. I'll leave that out. So sometimes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Other than that, I've had a few others times. When I was on the 1.0 visor, I was focusing on the clip. I made a clip.
Yep.
And one of the major manufacturers at that time, brands came to me and said that we were infringing on the IP of their clip. Didn't look anything like theirs. The function wasn't quite the same either, but I didn't have any money to defend, and I just went and pivoted at that point, and it really forced me down a path of becoming even more innovative. I made a clip system back then on that visor, which was the SHOC 2.0. It had a quick release system and everything. It was an insane clip system, probably too complex, but yeah, it was forced by that company. Funny enough, that company's barely making visors anymore. So it's what happens.
Funny how that works.
So you hit those moments, and if you don't think your way through it, freak out, you can become even better. So both those times that I thought I was about to just crumble, and it was all going to end, I found a way to pivot, and it improved us probably 100% each time. So each time was 100% improvement. Yeah. So yeah.
And so were you personally panicking, or were you able to separate that and focus on what you needed to do to get the task completed?
I was having some anxiety over it, obviously. I'm not sitting there in a ball crying on the floor at night trying to figure it out. We were still selling product.
Yeah. But you're also not fully robotic, just Terminator getting it done. Yeah.
But no, I was able to think through it. So yeah, that's definitely a military thing. Yeah. You get put into some hairy situations, you got to be able to get out of them
and make decisions.
And there's a lot of pressure, especially in the submarine force. You have constant pressure to succeed, because if you don't, things go really bad. So that's probably more of a continuous not anxiety, but a continuous pressure situation on a submarine to perform. Yeah. I mean, the depths we operate at, if we make one wrong move, everybody goes, so, but you train for that too. So, that's what the military does too. You continuous training. So, it's probably something I need to bring back into the business too, is train more.
Quite literally immense pressure.
Yeah.
On everyone in the sub. So, there you go. So, we're sort of moving more. I don't see many players at NFL games with these on. Can you explain why that is?
Yeah. I'd say about 6 years ago, I had some of the top players in the NFL wearing our product. The likes of Marshawn Lynch, Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, many others. The O people started to notice this, I think, and noticed the market there. Oakley, not O people. Oakley came in and they paid the NFL a contract worth $10 million a season to be the sole provider of their eyewear, on field and off. So they supply them everything, from the visors on the helmets, because they want the O's, the branding on the helmet, and as well as they had made sunglasses for the teams in each team's matching color. I don't think they sold a lot of them, but they made them.
Yeah.
As well as to even the champagne, when they're popping champagne bottles at the Super Bowl, notice they'll be wearing Oakley visors so they don't get champagne in their eyes.
Yeah, right.
So Oakley's owned by a company called Luxottica.
Yeah.
They're a billion-dollar conglomerate. They own everything, right?
Yeah.
So it's really hard to compete against that. Obviously, I can't even go in and put in a contract proposal to compete against them at $10 million a year. I wish. I don't even think the whole visor business is worth $10 million a season.
But it's just they're paying for that market exposure.
It's that marketing exposure. When you look at the NFL uniform, you don't see much. You see the team's name.
Yeah.
You see the team's logos. Nike.
Colors. Yeah, Nike.
On the uniform. Nike's the uniform sponsor. The shoes, the players get to pick within the shoe range. There's certain approved shoe companies that can be on players with their shoe deals.
Yeah.
The gloves are probably a bit loose there on what gloves they can wear. And Oakley on the visors now.
Yeah. Okay.
There's not much else. So that's a massive marketing play by them. I think it's, obviously it's a huge success for them. I have probably about 20 to 30 NFL athletes right now. I know if I went to them and said, hey, would you want to wear a shock visor in game? If it wasn't for the contract, they would wear them.
Yeah.
But the NFL has actually got uniform rules where they can only wear the provided contracted equipment.
And is that changed at all by the names and likenesses?
Not that's in the university level.
Oh, okay, right. Gotcha.
So at the university level with the NIL program, they can wear stuff now. But
yeah.
So, I have one of the most popular quarterbacks in the game right now who's still wearing shock visors pre-game.
Yeah.
Comes out with the visor on because he loves the brand, he loves the visor, he loves the performance of the product.
Yeah.
And he's been supporting us since he was in 8th grade.
Yeah, wow.
And but when the game starts, he actually switches helmets and the O's come out.
Yeah, right.
It is what it is.
What it is.
But I know how good our product is. So we rely on the performance of our product. And I think we're at the top of the game in high school.
Yeah.
As well as university level. We have a lot of teams that actually we are supplying direct to teams at the university level. But, there's a continuous competition with the O people. They're trying as well now.
Yeah,
So
of course.
it is what it is.
And colored visors in NFL games are still...
They're no. The only ones they can wear are there's a clear or ability to see the eyes. So there's a couple of colors that are made where you can see a lighter color. I'm not going to say the branded colors for Oakley. I don't really want to give them a shout out on that, but they have certain colors they can wear.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So,
but not full reflective crazy colors. They can't wear them in game.
Not cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously there's a team. You said there was 4 people on the team. How do you manage your time to stay productive?
So one of the software tools we're currently using is Slack. So I work with my team through that. We set our calendars on that and whatnot. I got to connect Google Calendar to it and manage those guys there. Obviously, we're on different time zones and whatnot. So we tend to, we have a meeting a couple times a week and get together and collaborate and work through issues. And then we can just message each other in Slack world and work on different projects we're on right now. So
yeah. And you personally, you leave everything up to your calendar, or any habits you have that you?
I try to check my calendar once a day and keep that going. For me, it's kind of like just trying to focus on the top 5 things I got for the week, and then as those come off the chart, then I'll look at going into the next ones. Probably keeps me a bit scatterbrained at times. I kind of live at that level where it's just kind of constantly buzzing, the voice inside my head, So just trying to look at what's the most important to get done right now.
Yeah.
And it does change. You got to be flexible. That's the big thing. So.
Of course. So the big topic at the moment, AI. Has AI impacted your business at all?
At this stage, not so much. We are using it for certain things. Obviously, you got your chat GTP, you put anything in it and it'll spit something out, but you gotta be careful, make sure you have that authentic voice still. We're just starting to use it more and more,
Yeah.
but I'm not putting the next visor design into it and asking it to spit me one out. We do use, far as our media and our creativity, we haven't used any AI for that at this stage. I think it's really important to be authentic there. So.
Of course. And your social pages, they've sort of evolved to take on a bit of a character of their own in that you're resharing a lot of content from people actually using your product.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
So we've always kind of done that, relied on our customers to be the heroes. I think it's important, you mentioned NIL earlier, and there's some amazing athletes out there. There's no doubt, top players at the top of their game. And I work with several of them currently. Funny enough, sponsored by other companies, but they still wear our product first. Yeah. Which I think, I really appreciate them for that. But I'd rather, like I said earlier, I started out on the bench. Those kids are the ones who are fighting too, and they're the kids that support the guys that are 5 and 4-star athletes. Yeah. And, everybody plays a role on the football team, just like on a submarine. It's like that poor kid is getting smashed every single day at practice is still supporting his teammates for them to improve and get better. So I think it's important to recognize all of them. I don't really like singling out the best. I tend to support everybody in the game because I know I've been there. I love saying that, we have such and such that's one of our players, but at the end of the day, I'm just as proud to have the bench warmers. Anyone using it. That's kind of like where my motto our slogans, make it happen, shock everyone. I believe, not just on the football field, but, in life too, that's kind of where I kind of the core values I want to support is not just making the football thing happen, but, your dreams or your goals in life too, So.
Yeah. Sort of backing in the underdog then.
That's right. Nice. I definitely like to back the underdog.
100%. So yeah, on the page, I see a lot of, there's just like constant posts of all these kids across the States and other places too that have the visor on, and they've got like really professional kids taking their photos. Like it's pretty cool what some of these guys put together.
We have a lot of creators that want to work with us, and we've tried to foster a relationship with guys all over the country. I do have and I finally got a guy on my team that's his main focus. So he's shooting for content for us. I've sent him on a couple of trips lately. We helped sponsor the Cure Bowl recently, which is a cancer. It's a cancer focus of that bowl game, and I sent my guy Kobe down there, and he was on the sidelines working with the team down there. So we were really proud of being able to support that event.
100%. Okay, so you've got American football visors. What else do you have on the roster?
There was a time when one of my visors also fit lacrosse helmets.
Oh, cool.
So we pivoted and we got that visor to fit football and lacrosse. And then I ended up making a specific lacrosse visor. It's a decent, it's a good looking product. The lacrosse kids aren't as into wearing visors as they used to be. Yeah. But we still have them available. And another product I noticed a shortage in them, or didn't. There was no product at the time. Was girls softball. So we made a visor for the Rip It face mask. And so we have a patent pending magnetic system on that product. Cool. Which was my idea. I developed the innovation around that. And so that was another product we came out with. Now we're starting to kind of work through some apparel. We've been doing uniforms for tackle teams, flag football, AFL. We can make them for AFL. Basketball, I've got a couple of really good basketball teams that are wearing our uniforms. As well as 7x7, which is kind of like touch football. Yeah. We're looking at continuing to try to grow our uniform business too.
Cool, awesome. So what else is coming next? Are there any big innovations on the horizon that you can share, or?
We are developing,
Top secret.
probably developing a new visor there's a new helmet out called the Axiom.
Ooh.
We've been working on this product for a few months now. It's almost finished, so how that works and what it'll do, I'll keep that a secret for now, but it'll be better than the other visors that are out, the way it performs and what it does. So I'm very confident in that. We'll show that out soon as we have a prototype and demonstrate how that works.
Cool. And any further interest in jumping into a sunglasses line?
Yeah, we did do sunglasses. We've had reasonable success so far. I personally like the sunglasses.
I love my pair. Yeah.
But I think not everybody likes them, unfortunately. We probably didn't market them adequately too. Maybe we work on the marketing around them, I don't know. But
yeah.
I think it's important to always make sure you stay focused on your core business though.
100%.
So to try to move into the sunglasses market where there's a ton of competition, it's dense. Whether you get picked up or not, it's as simple as being part of a fad and having it on the right person too.
Yeah, of course.
So, but I love them. They're great. I use them for fishing. They give really good coverage. They're polarized. Whether we continue to put them out, we'll see.
Well, look, my experience with them is like I really like my pair. I'm not loyal to any particular sunglasses brand, but as I said at the start, I've got a big head, and they're one of the few that don't hurt after a while when I'm wearing them because they're not constantly pressing in. So they fit large heads. There you go.
So that's the problem with the sunglasses too, because they are quite oversized. They are made for larger heads. So
big-headed people need sunnies too, though.
They do, but I probably need to look at how do I supply sunglasses that's a bit for normal people too.
For normal people.
Sorry, James.
Thanks. Appreciate it. It's all good. I was going to say that I'd link them under the video, but I won't anymore. No, I'm kidding. No, they'll definitely be linked under the video. And that's directly to the SHOC website, so any other products too will...
Yeah, everything's there. The sunglasses and the visors and whatnot.
And uniforms and everything, people can get them.
They can get in contact us, just, email us. We're building a uniform page right now, so we'll have a form there and whatnot soon. That's coming in the new year as well, so.
Awesome. Cool. So we got some big things on the way then.
Yeah, you got to continue to grow or die, basically, is how business works, so we are looking at making some changes this year that'll help us continue to grow in the future. So
yeah, awesome. Any final messages for the people that are listening?
I think it's important. Like if you have an idea, don't be scared to try it out. There's a lot of things out there. Everybody says that all you need to do is go run and get a Shopify account and you can have a product and start selling it. It's not that easy. It takes work. Like, you got to be ready for the work involved in this. But if you're ready for that and you play by good business foundations, you can be successful. It's also, I think brand building is a big part of it too. If you're just doing drop shipping, that's it's almost done these days. The drop shipping exercise that was popular 5 or 6 years ago. The people that are still having success have actually built a brand, and I think that's critical.
Or they're selling courses on how to do it.
Yeah, and it's not just the logo that's involved in the brand. It's having the the community. The brand community is massive. That's massively important. From there, the logo and everything backs up what that stands for. But and that's probably what the biggest thing I think has been important for us is our community. As I said earlier, I try to foster a community where everybody can play. Whether you're sitting at the end of the bench or you're a 5-star athlete, we want you in our community. We don't want to just have 4 and 5 stars. We want everybody. And so we try to show respect to all of our customers the same way too, so.
Yeah. And a lot of people say, they're big on community and all this stuff and they pay lip service to it. But as we were setting up the studio, he took a call from someone in the States, despite the time difference, and showed them how to actually insert the visor properly because it wasn't like fitting on the mask correctly. And so he took the time, it was like 10 minutes on the phone to actually make sure that this person could use the product effectively. And a lot of people talk about, you know, caring for people in their communities and stuff. But that, I think that shows that you actually do give a shit.
I do. For me, it's another relationship. I look at our customers as if they were my friend and how I'd want to be treated by them. So I always do try my best to make it equitable for them and make them happy with the product. Obviously, is what I want to do, but I want them to feel like, oh, that guy really cares, and he'll go share it with his friends, and I'll make some more friends.
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking for. Is more
100%.
Friends all the time.
Cool. So, final few. Best advice you've ever received?
I think the big thing there is probably don't quit. The goal line's coming, so just don't quit, you know.
And who said that to you?
I don't remember. I'm just making stuff up right now. Like you dropped that one on me. I can't remember a mentor. I've had a lot of amazing mentors. My chiefs when I was in the Navy, both of them were incredible guys that I consider some of my best friends in life. I've had some amazing mentors in my job too that I work in today. So
awesome.
Yeah.
And the worst advice you've ever received?
I've had some bad leaders too. I probably don't really want to discuss the bad advice.
Yeah, fair. Don't want anyone thinking that it's.
I don't want to name and shame anybody, but yeah.
It's all this podcast is about. Shame the bad. No.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to jump on the pod with me. I've been wanting to do this interview for a long time. So
you've been asking for a while.
I have. So
if y'all don't know, James is actually my nephew.
Yes.
His mom and my wife are sisters.
Yeah.
And I'm really proud of what you've achieved as well. So
thanks,
yeah, thank you for having me on the podcast. I'm privileged to be here. So thank you.
No, thank you. And you know, I've now figured out how to get the studio on the go. So there might be some more further afield interviews to come, but this is the first, and I think it worked okay. So
we'll see.
We'll
see in the cut.
We'll check the cameras and see. But yes, thank you very much for listening, and we'll link everything that you to get in touch with you at the bottom.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Thanks, James.
Thank you.